Oh, hey guys. Was just finishing up a build there. And my name's Rob Schneider with Blazemaker Creations. And in this video, I'm going to be introducing you to a new project I'm starting on here in the shop. And to kind of give this project some context, let's kind of take a time trip back to September 26th in 1982, which is the date that Knight Rider aired on NBC. Knight Rider was a TV show set back in 1982 about a guy that was fighting crime with a talking car. What cooler can you get than having a talking car? This car was able to do anything and everything. It was able to approach speeds of 200 plus miles per hour. It had turbo boost, so it was able to jump over obstacles. It had satellite communication in it for you to talk to people with video chat. It was self-driving. That car self-drove itself. It had a protective shell on it.
It's not paint. It's a finish bonded into the molecular structure of a new substance.
You mean the metal?
It's not metal. And it's not fiberglass, excuse me.
There's not a mark on it.
That made it indestructible. I mean, this car was the car of all cars. It was unstoppable. I was born in '82, so I wasn't there when it first aired, but I caught the show in reruns, and the second I saw that show, I was hooked. I loved that show. It only ran 4 seasons. Back then, which was standard. Now these days we're used to shows running 8, 10 seasons or more now. I mean, back then most shows averaged 2 to 4 seasons back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I mean, that was normally the lifespan of a TV show. But it spanned 4 seasons, and the car in that show was based off a 1982 Pontiac Trans Am, which just came off the showroom floor, was a brand new generation of Firebirds back in the day, and it looked futuristic back then, so that's the car that they used. So right here I got my '83 Trans Am, but this is not going to be Kitt. So what I'm getting at is I'm going to be building the Knight Rider car, Kitt. You might want to know what Kitt stands for. Well, let's Kitt tell you what it stands for.
I am the voice of Knight Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference, a Kitt if you prefer.
That's right, Knight Industry 2000. So I'm going to be building Kitt from the TV show Knight Rider. This is what I call my passion project. Out of all these projects I do all the time and build things, this one I've been wanting to do ever since I saw that show when I was a little kid. In the past, I did buy several Firebirds and kept wanting to do it, but never was able to do it. Never had the equipment to do it or the money to be able to do it. And I think this time, timing is perfect. I ended up finding a '82 Pontiac Trans Am that was sitting in a guy's yard for about, I think, over 10 years. I drove by this guy's house so many times, and then I finally decided to do this project. I went to him to find out if he was willing to sell it. He was willing to sell it, so I bought it. Car's not in the greatest shape. It's in good shape, but there is some problems with it, but that's anything with a car that's 37 years old, you're gonna have problems with it. The key thing in this build is, what I'm building is a screen functional car. Or a movie functional car. What I mean by that is a lot of people will build props or vehicles to be screen accurate, especially with the Knight Rider cars. Everybody builds theirs to be screen accurate, exactly what they built for the show. The problem is back in the 80s, they didn't put as much depth into prop design that we do today because of the high def videos that are going on now these days. I mean, prop designers, they have to take their prop design to a whole new level because with HD, you're able to see every flaw in their prop designs. Back then, they were able to use, video magic to hide things or make things look. I mean, the actual interior of Kitt that dash was on a production stage, and that's all it was just the dash on a production stage. So most of the interior shots of the dash is from that production stage. When you actually were out on show on set, the production dash they had the production dash, but there was stickers and stuff in there. So there was a lot of variances from it. So I'm making what we call a fictional functional car. If Kitt was a real car in the real world, this is what he's going to be looking like. I'm going to be having the dash, but there's a couple of things that they didn't do. So on the dash, they didn't have the speaker grills for the speakers or AC vents on the dash. They had only a couple of weeks to put this car together. They put it together real fast to get it out there to start doing. The big thing with the Kitt dash is it was all open underneath. So you could see the old style dash in it. You have all the wiring. So my whole goal is I want to make Kitt as functional and as realistic as possible. And what I mean by that is Kitt went fast. So one of the big things is I am not using the stock motor that is in the Firebird. I am going to be using a higher performance motor. My goal is I'm looking for about 700 horsepower. Kitt's going to be putting it back on the rear wheels. Kitt had a smoke screen. Kitt had oil slick. He had radar jammers. I'm going to try putting all that stuff in this Kitt. This Kitt's, so I got a list of, right back here, some, Kitt had rocket boosters, smoke screen, oil slick, interior oxygen generator, turbo boost, infrared tracking scope, video displays, grappling hook, chemical analyzers. Kitt had a whole bunch of different things. So that's the reason why I said this right now is the perfect time for me to build Kitt, because a lot of that stuff that was movie magic or fantasy back in the 80s is reality today. Self-driving cars, we're living in the self-driving world now. Cars are self-driving. Kitt, I'm going to make him to be self-driving. So a couple of goals I have on this. Kitt's going to have oil slick. He's going to have the license plate flipper that he had on the show. He is going to have smoke screen. He is going to have a faster performance motor in him. I'm going to try making Kitt to be self-driving. I'm also going to try messing around with controlling Kitt with RC controllers so I could control him. There's a lot of companies out there. There's going to be a lot of modification I'm going to have to make to this car to be able to do that. So basically, Kitt is going to be getting stripped down to bare metal and being rebuilt. That means reinforcing his chassis, upgrading his suspension, upgrading the motor, upgrading the transmission, the steering. Everything has to get modernized and upgraded on Kitt. So this car is literally going to be a brand spanking new car by the time I'm done with it. So this is going to be a very long process. So what I'm going to be showing you guys in the upcoming videos, the next video will be talking about the car itself, what it was based on, what different versions they use, and so forth. And then next is going to be the teardown, me tearing down Kitt. I'm going to be going over body work, welding, body fabrication, modifying parts, putting on the Kitt parts. There's going to be a lot to this car. to be able to turn them into Kitt from Knight Rider. So it's going to be a long process, and I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride on everything with this build. So I hope you guys will join me with this build, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you thumbs up and share this with everybody. And also make sure you guys comment down below if you have any questions or comments about any of my videos. And like always, make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I post a new video on one of my builds. So once again, my name's Rob Schneider with Blazemaker Creations, and we'll see you guys in the next video.